JD in the Duffle Bag podcast, yeah? I'm Chuckie Online, Kalvin Phillips. Well,
Nice to meet you,
my
bro.
brother, how are you?
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
warm still. I know you just
Yeah.
come straight out of training and that.
yeah.
I'm hearing you were doing free kicks and whatnot.
Yeah, trying to, innit?
Huh?
Trying to.
What's the
innit?
free kick game saying right now? 'Cause I
It's
know
alright.
you've scored one, innit?
Not this season, but I've scored quite a few last season.
Oh, you scored a few?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
How's your free kicks going now, though?
They're alright, to be fair. We don't really get many free kicks, though.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Not on the edge of the box anyway, where we can shoot, but, when we do, I'm trying my best and trying to bag a few.
Listen, I feel like there's so many different things I want to talk to you about, yeah. But I feel like there's so much things happening in and around football at the moment, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like such a weird time
Yeah.
for footballers and for football, yeah. Firstly, I'm gonna ask you, like, how is it being a footballer in this era right now?
It's good, man. Obviously, with Leeds especially, we didn't start too well. We've not been doing too well as of the last few years, and then Marcelo coming in and
Yeah.
our new manager, new owner, and then we just started playing well. We've got a lot of good players, new players in like Rafinha, Rodrigo,
Right.
and yeah, man, it's good, man. It's good. It's just you got to keep. Obviously, I know like years ago there used to be, a couple of football players that used to go out and drink and
Yeah. No, it's not like that no more.
Nah, not as much.
Yeah,
And
like
if it
footballers
is,
used to smoke cigarettes.
yeah,
Like go out for beer and all of that. Like,
yeah. And if it is, you got to do it on a little
gotta do it on a low, innit?
private. Yeah.
So what? See, like, okay, mad one, yeah. Birthdays and that. Like, how are you celebrating birthdays?
It depends when the game is, to be fair.
Yeah.
So if I have a game on a Saturday,
Yeah.
maybe early on a Saturday, or maybe Saturday night and then have Sunday off. Just depends, man. When the game is,
Yeah.
we try and fit in around the game, but it's just into Leeds or wherever you want to go, and just to a club or whatever, and
Yeah, I hear you.
just enjoy it, man. But it's just hard because there's a lot of spotlight on obviously us now because we're in the Premier League and stuff like
Telling you.
that. So yeah, it's hard to go out and enjoy yourself as much as what people used to do and a few years back. But it's still alright, yeah.
Do you know what? That's interesting to me, yeah. Reason being, you've been here like a large part of your life,
Mhm.
right? And Leeds is known for having a real strong footballing community.
Yeah.
So I would always assume that even in championship days, it would be difficult if you're playing in the first team
Mhm.
or you're in and around it.
Yeah.
It would be difficult for you to just be outside enjoying things or whatnot. I know
Yeah.
that you're in the Premiership now,
Mhm.
yeah, but even them times there, or is there not really? Has there been a significant difference between the time that you have been playing in the Premier League in terms of popularity to like being in the Championship?
Yeah, I think when in the Championship when we weren't playing well, and there might be a few of us that go out, just on a night out to try and enjoy yourself.
And it was alright.
You'd be getting, if you're not playing well, you'd be getting stick from like
Oh,
fans
man.
when you're going
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. But recently the last 3-4 years, it's been fine.
Yeah.
Obviously getting to the Premier League as well, everyone knows you now. When you go out into Leeds, everyone knows you, so it's alright. I don't mind it. I don't mind people coming up and asking for pictures and stuff like that. It's just when you try to enjoy yourself, you want to try and
Just
stay
want to
out
be with
of
the
it.
missus.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
just want to eat some food.
Yeah.
And you just want to just chill out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
stop the thing. And then, I get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
hear you.
But it's alright, man. I don't mind it. It is what it is now, innit? So
I feel like we, in life, yeah, we adapt to things really quickly, yeah. The whole COVID thing had happened or whatnot. Loads of us weren't able to go outside and do all of that. Just like live life how we usually live life, yeah. And we got used to it to some degree. I know
Yeah.
that some people really struggled with it, but for you, it meant playing football with no fans.
yeah.
Have you normalized that now? Like, is that just? Does that just feel like the normal thing now?
It just feels like training now. Whenever you play a game, even here, we played Liverpool on
Yeah.
the other night, it just felt like training. It just felt like we'd gone out to do a training session on the pitch. And
Mad.
obviously it was different levels because you had Mane and Firmino and everyone chopping you up and stuff like that. But it's not the same without the fans. And I can't wait till the fans get back in. But
Yeah.
we don't know when that is, so we just got to try and do his best until then.
Do you know what I don't want? If I'm being honest, I don't love the idea of like slowly integrating fans.
No.
I just want them back one time.
Yeah.
So see like how it's not like, you know what I mean, it's quiet, it seems like it's training and whatnot.
Yeah.
I want it just to be one day when you come back, just
people.
ram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and to see how you react to that, because I think even then, you know, there's been many of games where, you know, the atmosphere is up and stuff like that. Could you imagine what the atmosphere would be like now, bro?
I know, it'd be mental. It'd be absolutely mental. I was just thinking about it, you know, after the City game, we beat them 2-1. Away, and I was just thinking, imagine if there was fans there. Even away fans are like, imagine the silence when we scored, you know, when we scored in the last minute and everyone just goes quiet.
I love that as well. Because that's all part of it. It's like, you know what? Yeah, obviously the big cheering and that. But no, the silence when you're in a stadium, there's like 50,000 plus people in there, and you can actually hear the players celebrating because everyone's quiet.
They're one of the best feelings, you know. Obviously, you know, you love it when the home fans are in there and, you know, the away fans are there as well. But when you can silence a crowd by winning a game, it's just one of the best feelings, man.
Let me, let's go back a little bit. What's the name of the area that you grew up in? Like the exact area that you grew up in?
Bramley.
Yeah,
Bramley.
Talk to me about like what it was like growing up there as a kid. I know that football has always been a big part of your life. Yeah, you're born a triplet as well, isn't it?
Which
is insane.
Mad.
2 sisters. You got a brother. Like, what was it like growing up in your area in that family dynamic there?
It was all right. Obviously, there was complications with, you know, my mum and dad. My dad wasn't really there, but I still speak to him now. But yeah, it was just one of them ones where, you know, we used to just wake up, go to school, not see my mum until, you know, 9 o'clock at night because she was working 2 jobs to try.
Hustling.
Yeah. But yeah, we didn't really, you know, as young kids, we didn't really realise, you know, the stuff that our mum did and my family did to get us through, you know, certain periods of, you know, his younger life, and now obviously I'm the oldest in the family as well, so I just used to look after all my youngest siblings, try and, you know, when my mum were working, try and feed them and cook for them and stuff like that.
Oh, so, serious?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, because I know for a lot of us, that grew up in that sort of dynamic, which is the same as me. I didn't have siblings like that, but like my mum was out hustling, and my grandmother played a big part in my life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was like after school, I was at Granny's.
Yeah, that's
on the weekends I might be at Granny's as well, but mum would come and pick me up or whatever it may be. Was it the same for you as well, or did you actually have to play a little bit more of a role of like being at home and being almost like the man of the house?
Yeah, I think, you know, my grandma was a big part of my life as well. But it was the same as what you said. Whenever you used to finish school, you used to go to your grandma's. She'd probably cook you a little something there, and then you have to wait for your mum to come home to. She worked at a pizza shop, so she used to bring pizzas home nearly every other night.
Garlic bread.
So it was kind of like that. But as we got older, and obviously, you know, we didn't really go around to my grand's as much because, you know, my brother would be out, I'd be out with my friends, and then we used to come home and, you know, I used to just try and cook for them or try and make them food before they go out or something like that. So.
Who was taking you training? I know that obviously you said that your dad wasn't really around like that, and your mum obviously was working and stuff like that. So who was taking you like?
It just depended really. Like if I was training on a weekend, my mum would take me on a weekend. If I was training, you know, midweek, I had a best friend who I'm still friends with now, who used to be at Leeds when he was younger.
That's it.
So he used to take me there, and, you know, when I first actually started playing football, you know, the pitch that we used to play on was probably about the distance of that stand away from my house, so we used to just walk there. Yeah.
And did you never have like, because, you know, you even now you see like a lot of parents and stuff that take their kids football and like their dads sometimes are on the sideline, super passionate or whatnot. Did you ever feel like that was a part that was missing for you at all?
Only on weekend, not only midweek. On the weekends and that it was fine, because my mum used to not go to work on the weekends. She just spend the full weekend with us because she's obviously spent so much time working and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously my father not being around, they want the father figure there to, you know, guide me in certain ways, or, you know, just be there when I was playing football. He was there sometimes, and then sometimes he wasn't. So it was just one of them things. But my mum was always there. So
I guess like, at least then in some way you don't have I'm just trying to find the silver lining in there. You know that there's and there's a big conversation that I've seen recently on people talking about like their dads living through their son. So they like put so much pressure on their son to become a footballer because that was the dream that they wanted. So I think that when you don't necessarily have that, it kind of makes your football a little bit more enjoyable, right? Yeah,
definitely. I think, when my mum been around all the time, she used to just give me confidence to just do whatever I did. She used to say whenever I came home from training I didn't feel like I did well, she said, you're the best player in that team, you need to go out next time and show them that. And I used to just think that all the time. And
did she ever tell you that, wait, no, you weren't good today though, as well?
Nah, never Is
once. It, yeah?
Nah, never once.
Did anyone ever tell you though? Like, you must have had like a fact, yo bro, like honestly, today was not the day for you, bro.
Yeah, there's been times where even the manager now, he'll come to you and say you didn't play well and stuff like that, but not really like when I was growing up. Obviously I knew if I didn't play well. I used to be one of them kids, if I didn't play well I'd be crying and be getting angry and stuff like that. I knew when I didn't play well, but my mum used to always big me up. She never used to say that you didn't play well. Yeah,
that's like a superpower, bro.
Yeah, she still does it now as well.
Yeah. I feel like, actually, let's talk on that. There's probably something really nice about when like you get the vote of confidence from your manager, or even like from the players and whatnot. But when you have the vote of confidence from your family and stuff, it's like an added superpower. Right?
Yeah. I feel like because all my family are from Leeds as well, and the Leeds fans and stuff. They might even come to me. I might even think that I've played bad, and they'll come to me and say, "You played well today," and I'm like, "What game was you watching? I didn't play well." But it's just one of the things, having family from Leeds and bigging you up. It just every time I come out, I just want to do the best.
What was happening outside of your life, outside of football? What was you like? You must have been into music.
Yeah.
Like, what was you listening to? Like, growing up, what kind of stuff?
Everything. I love American music.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, like R&B. Love like Chris Brown, Drake.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyone like that. Love a bit of UK rap as well.
Yeah.
Don't mind that. So
he was fully integrated.
I was just in anything, man. I used to.
I love that. I heard you tell a story, which I thought was an interesting story as well, on being at school and the teacher saying, yo, you know what? You might want to forget about that. Yeah, it's maths today. Like, talk a little bit on that, because I think that like it's a tricky one. Such a small percentage of people actually make it as a footballer. Yeah. So I guess it's not. I don't not necessarily knock somebody for thinking, you know what, like this 1% has got to make it, and you need to really focus over here and stuff like that. But I know someone was telling you that you kind of needed to forget about the football thing and focus more on this. How did that feel at the time? And even in hindsight, like, what do you feel about that? Because I know there's a lot of kids that are, even today going through the same thing, like on that cusp of potentially making it, but also having the realization of, you know what, like you may need to focus on your studies in case. Do you get me?
Yeah, I think because I went to Leeds so young, as quite older than all the others, so I didn't get scouted by Leeds until I was 14. So I'd already, enjoyed playing with my friends and stuff like that. And I think with kids that have been scouted from such a young age, it's hard for them to enjoy it because they're constantly put under pressure to try and try and get a new contract or stay another season at the same club. So I think with me it was just the case of, I actually got there in the end. Like, I was working so hard to get there, and they actually got to a point where I thought, it might not even happen. When I was playing Sunday League for my local team, Wortley, there's scouts coming from Middlesbrough and Huddersfield, and went to Huddersfield, didn't like it, and then didn't even end up going to Middlesbrough when they scouted me. And then Leeds came, and I just said, yeah, this is it now. Like, I'm not looking back now. And then obviously we had a day where we had to come out of school every week. So we had one day every week where we came out of school and went to training, and I had to write to the school and say, this is what Leeds have asked, if we can do it. I'd be really appreciative if you did allow me to go. And I got a letter back saying, you're not going because you need to concentrate on your schoolwork, and I hope you know that only a certain percentage of people make it as a professional footballer. And it just it annoyed me at first. I was angry at first, and my mum was, you know, furious when she got the letter, but then after that it just fueled me to just try and even just show
sometimes that's what you need. You need someone that is going to be able to tell you, you know what, it's not going to happen for you. For you to for that to put a battery in your back to really start going
I think with kids nowadays as well, I think, you know, none of them really get that. None of them, you know, a lot of people are, you know, either coached from young or you know, they're never really told that they're not going to make it, or they're not allowed to do this, they're not allowed to do that. So I think, you know, if you are told that, then you just got to get on with it. You just got to try and, you know, do what you want to do, but never let anybody tell you that you can't do what you want to do. In the same way. So
I don't see like there's nothing wrong with being supportive in that decision, even if there's only 1% of people that make it, because 1% is still 1%. It's still somebody. Do you get what I'm saying? And like, you could sit here and focus on that, but if you've got a strong passion for this, then then go for it. But in all honesty though, did you sort of fall back on the education side a little bit because of...
You know what, it's because...
Be honest.
I have a twin sister, right, who's like mad smart, so she got all the good grades and stuff like that, and I was just a kid that was good at football. I was good at sports, so any sport I played, I was decent at sport, and then it was just getting my maths and my English and all my learning up there, so that, you know, I was actually smart. If it didn't actually happen, then, you know, I could do things outside of football. But my main goal was just, I was never thinking that I'd never make it as a footballer. I always just thought, I'm going to be a footballer. I'm going to be a footballer. So
there's an interesting thing that I want to bring up a little later on in the conversation still. But what kind of footballer did you want to be? See, like when you were younger, what type of footballer in your mind did you feel you was gonna be?
I wanted to be like Ronaldinho.
Of course.
Just because he enjoyed it. Whenever he was playing, he looked like he was just playing in the playing ground.
Brother, let me tell you something, like certain things that I saw this guy do, and so like natural, it's so easy. It's like these guys make the game look so like baby food, like literally, like it's like men against boys, like men against boys.
That's. I've always grown up watching Ronaldinho. I've always liked him, and then as I got older, I knew obviously I wasn't busting tricks like him, so I knew that I wasn't going to be anything like him. So I kind of liked Zidane, the more modern midfielders like Busquets and stuff like that, Steven Gerrard, Lampard. Right. Because when I was younger, I scored a few goals on that. I was a good goal scorer to be fair. Now I can't score, so. But man.
But obviously you're not in a position to really score goals like that so much, so you can get a blind. You know what I mean? You ain't scored this season, have you?
No, not yet.
How many did you get last season though? I swear you okay.
No, I got one last season, 1 or 2 last season.
I swear.
But one season, one was a Blackburn.
Blackburn.
Yeah, and then a couple of seasons before that, I got 7.
You got 7?
7 goals, Okay. But that's when we weren't playing as well, so it didn't really count.
Is your manager now sort of trying to put you in a situation where, you know what, like, if you want, like... Nah, he's not letting me. Whenever I go forward, he's screaming at me now. Get back. Get back.
Yeah.
Going back, still being back, at what point does it, because this is interesting, you're talking about the type of footballer you wanted to be, Ronaldinho, you've got that sort of vibe going on, but then there becomes a point where football becomes very serious now. This is not a joke thing, so like at what point for you did it become more of a full focus on, you know, being this footballer as opposed to the fun element? Because am I right in saying that, like, obviously when you're out kicking ball with your brethren and that, it's different naturally to when you're out kicking ball like for work. And even when you were playing for, was it Wortley, like still fun because you're still young, innit?
Yeah,
like,
it
you're
was
still
fun.
13,
it was
14ish.
Fun. It was fun because I was playing with my friends. So, you know, I was always playing with friends, so it was fun. But I got to a stage where, like, Wortley weren't a great team, so was either losing a few games in a row, and I used to get angry when I was losing. I used to be the player that used to just run around and just smash people because I was losing. And like I do my best to try and score or not pass it to somebody because I wanted to shoot and score.
Oh, you was one of them, man.
I
had one of them.
Not all the time,
brother, there was a guy called Kurum from my state. Exactly the same. If you upset him, or he didn't have his way, you wasn't not getting the ball, or he was clattering you. He was like that. He was one of them, man, innit?
Nah, I wasn't that bad. It was just like if the game wasn't going well and we was losing, I'd do everything in my power to try and win the game. I used to hate losing, couldn't stand losing. But if I lost and we deserved to lose and try my best, then I just used to be like, whatever.
Deal with that. Yeah.
But if I didn't play well, or if there were times where like my teammates weren't playing as well, then I'd just be furious at my teammates. I'd be like,
come on, bro. Did you ever have have you ever felt like the pressure of performance? So like, I was reading an article and it highlighted some interesting things, where it was talking about pressure of performance, and they were saying that like some people have fear of disappointing others. So sometimes that could be a family member or it could be a coach. Fear of embarrassing moments under pressure. Fear of losing their place in the team. Like, were those things that ever sort of came to you when you were sort of in your come up?
Just when I was younger, when I first went to Leeds, obviously I had a best friend who I'd known for quite a few years, and he was there, but I didn't really know anybody else. And the coach was an old school coach, so he was very tough on you. If you weren't playing well or if you did something wrong, he'd make sure you knew about it. Right. And at first I didn't really know how to deal with it because I'd never had a manager or a coach like that. I'd always been like, the best in the team, and he'd tell me, oh, you did well today, and I never had somebody that would be like, what are you doing? Like, you need to do this, you need to do that, and kind of just knocked my confidence like the first 2 years I was there. And I actually used to wake up and not want to go to training because sometimes I felt like, I don't really know anybody there. And there was a time I can remember waking up and I think it was one of the days where I missed school to go there, and I was just thinking, I actually think I want to go to school. Right. I don't want to go to football today. I want to go to school, but I ended up going and just stuck with that. And and then after a couple of years, I kind of just got to a point where I just thought, I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm only doing it for me and my family. So I'm not bothered about anybody else. If the coach says I'm not good enough, then there's nothing I can do about it. I just got to keep trying, and got to a point where I just did that. And when I was first breaking into the team and in and out of the first team, there was quite a lot of managers as well, so I had to just keep impressing every manager. Whenever a new manager came in, I had to impress, and it was tough at first, but then I think I just got used to a new manager coming in. So if one manager didn't like me, I knew within 6 months then there might be another manager, but I just used to have to stick at it and try my best, and I'm glad that I did too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Do you know, this is something I was going to bring up later on in the conversation, but as you've sort of mentioned it, I'm going to bring it up. It's like managing expectations, isn't it? Yeah. And naturally, there's such a thin line between winning and losing, and in so many different aspects. Yeah. So not necessarily just like an actual winner of something, but like winning as opposed to like being picked to be a part of the team or whatever. But talking to someone, they brought up something that was really interesting to me, which was they were saying like when you look at let's say athletes, I don't know, 100-meter sprinters or whatever, you see when they like announce the winner, so like number one has a massive smile on their face, third place, massive smile on their face, but the silver medalist always has like a blank sort of thing because it was like so close, but it didn't happen. Are you, or was you ever taught how to deal with losses and wins? And is that an important thing? Because I do feel like winning and losing can literally affect your whole world. And when you're a kid and you're going through a system where you could either make it and be a winner, or you might not make it and you might be a loser, really important to be taught how to deal with things when you fail. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, the main person that taught me that was probably my mum.
Really? Yeah.
She was always there whenever I lost a game or whenever I won a game. She was always there, and she never, if I won, she'd never, I'd never celebrate like too much. Obviously, I'd be happy and I'd be smiley, but she always used to say, make sure you shake everyone's hand when they're coming off the pitch, or even if we did sports day at school. I used to be supportive of every person that used to take part, because I've been in the situation where I might have lost. Sometimes I'd be unhappy, and you just gotta try and just be grounded and just make sure that even if you did lose, then there's always a chance you can come back and win again. So I'm just one of them people that if you do lose or if we do win, obviously I'll be happy if we win, but if you lose, then just take it on the chin, and I'll shake everybody's hand if I win as well, and even if I lose. So I'm just one of them people.
I think it's really important to like have conversations about like failing to some degree. And even though I know that there's some people say there's no such thing as failing and stuff like that, you can always bounce back, and of course you can, but I remember a couple of years ago there was people were talking about their in schools not being a second place. Like there was a winner and then everyone was second. There was no one that failed, or there was no one that didn't win. And I'm like, but really what we should be doing, if anything, is teaching people how to lose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like teaching people how to deal with things when they fail, as opposed to saying that there is no do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. And like you said, man, it is important to teach people how to deal with it. And I've just always listened to my mum whenever mum's been a big part of my life. So whenever I've failed in anything, I've always gone to my mum and asked her questions on, or I've got younger brothers who he wanted to be a professional footballer as well, and he didn't make it, and I've always been there to support him. So just one of them things, you need people around you, and even if you ain't got people around you, you need to just ask people. Don't be scared to ask people.
Of course.
Yeah. So
have you ever felt your brother looking at you with red eyes a little bit, like my man's playing for the team that we all supported and that? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, he ain't. He's never been like that. I think maybe when we was younger we used to be a bit competitive, but I think
you can't play with him now, because he might try and clatter you.
Nah, he'd never do that. He'd never do that.
But do you know what, actually, as well, talking about not the failing and stuff like that, just quickly, it was looking like that might almost be the case with the Super League. It was almost looking like, there's not going to be you can't get relegated, bro. How did you feel about that when you heard about the Super League situation?
I just couldn't believe it at first. When I first heard it, I was like, nah, this ain't. What's this? This ain't right. This ain't gonna happen. And then as I kept on reading, and I think a couple of people backed out of UEFA or whatever, and I was thinking this actually might happen, man. You've got the president of Real Madrid saying that it is eventually going to happen, so we might as well try it now and stuff like that. And all the top 6 clubs apparently signed up to it and stuff like that. So it was just mad. It was a mad 48 hours.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing was that everyone stuck together, all the fans and stuff. Even of every club, you had Liverpool fans here at Elland Road, protesting, and the fans at Chelsea as well. And I think that was massive. But I think the biggest thing for me was Gary Neville, and I was just listening to Gary Neville, and he was just the way that he went about it and the way that he was speaking about it. He was just, I think he just basically just said how it was, and you needed somebody like that to step up. And you've got all the owners of football clubs that haven't really said anything about what's gone on, and then you've got Gary Neville, who's a pundit in here, speaking up and saying it's not right. And I think if we had a few more people like that, then the situation would have gone away so much quicker.
Do you know what I'm really surprised at though? How did they think people were going to react to it? Did they think that everyone was going to be like, calm, there's there's a new thing, this is I would have thought that the common sense thing would have been, there's going to be a really big backlash on this. Yeah. So we need to make sure that whatever it is that we're doing, that we make sure that the right information comes out, and we do it with minimal backlash. But it didn't feel like that. It felt like it was, an idea that someone had come up with, or that has been in the workings for a little while, not massively that well thought through, and then it's put people in a position or predicament where people have had to come out and say, no, we need to nip this in the bud very quickly and not forget about it. Because if we forget about it, then what happens when you forget about it?
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, like you said, man, it was just, I honestly couldn't understand it. Yeah. Just the way that they brought it out, the way that they said, oh yeah, we're going to create a Super League and 6 English teams have already agreed to it and stuff like that. I was just like,
what?
Yeah. Like, what? I was just thinking, like, have you not consulted, have you not thought about what the fans are going to think? Have you not thought about, what the players even think? Yeah. And I think the other night when we played Liverpool, it was tough for them because, they was getting, a lot of Liverpool supporters and stuff like that. The players were getting stick, and it's not their fault. Jurgen Klopp was getting stick, and it's not his fault. It was obviously the owner, so they put him in a very difficult situation. And I think, if they thought it out a little bit better and maybe spoke to the players and the coaching staff, and maybe even spoke to the fans beforehand, they might have got a little bit further ahead with it. But to be honest, I'm glad that they didn't.
I wonder though. Obviously, I don't want to put you in a position or anything like that, but I wonder if there's a way that it could work. Like, I wonder if, say there was, a relegation kind of thing or whatnot, if there was some type of way that it could.
Yeah, I think if there were relegation and promotion, I think, it could work, but I think, when, I think 14 teams are playing in a league where you can't get relegated and you can't get promoted.
That's mad.
Like, who are you to say that Arsenal or Spurs deserve to be in the league, and, Leicester, who've won the Premier League recently, don't deserve to be in there, and... I just think it was unfair on a lot of teams that have been, pushing to get Champions League or Europa League, or even the teams from the Championship when they were trying to get promoted. I think if this Super League had have happened, then, the money in the English Premier League would have gone, down a lot, and, the clubs that are getting promoted basically got promoted to play against the probably similar teams that they were playing against already. So
facts.
I think just the fact then. Just the manner it happened, and even the timing as well. I think the timing wasn't great after what's been going on.
Of course.
The clubs, furloughing players and going bankrupt and stuff like that. I just think it wasn't fair. It was just a selfish act.
100. All right, look, let's talk more about you again, quick. By the way, for people who don't know, we're in Leeds. Yeah, you can see Jack Charlton stand. The pitch looks mad silky and that.
Wait until you get on it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, bro, I would love to.
Nah, it's not been great.
I was not great. No. Serious? That's not great.
Yeah, Craig's gonna kill me as well for saying this. What?
Oh, what? Because that little bit there, then.
Nah, it's just. Nah, to be fair, recently it's been better.
Okay.
But when we first got.
Yeah, I can't lie. There's a tad bit of mud. There's a tad bit of mud.
No, but the first, because we got a new pitch a couple of months ago. The first 2 weeks we played on it, it was just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
But it is obviously compared to Sunday League. And
compared to where you was when you were young.
Yeah. So
you made your debut against Wolverhampton, right? Mm-hmm. Home. Away. What was your home debut?
Cardiff,
yeah. What was it like actually coming out in a stadium, playing for a team that not only you support, but your family and that supported, and now you get your debut at home here? What does that feel like? Talk to me about that.
It's hard to explain, man. I think the first game I played with Wolves, it was kind of unexpected. I didn't expect to play, and he just pulled me in last minute and said that I was playing, so I didn't really get the nerves, and I didn't really...
Yeah. And you didn't get to overthink it.
Yeah. But obviously building up to this game, and it was the first time I was playing at home, I had 30 members of my family in the crowd, and it was just something that I'd never forget. Obviously went into the game thinking I'm going to try and make them happy, I'm going to do them proud, I'm going to just do what I do every week.
Right.
And then I ended up popping up with a goal, which was it was mad. It was because the actual goal itself, it was just meant to be. I think one of the left backs crossed it.
It's so funny how these things happen. But go on, sorry.
It was really windy, like proper windy.
Yeah.
And he tried whipping a ball into the back stick, and I was literally on the front post here, this side as well.
Oh, okay.
And the wind just caught the ball, so he whipped it in. The ball was going this way, and the wind just caught the ball, and it just dropped right in front of me. And literally, and I just tapped it in. I literally just tapped it in from like 6 yards.
Oh
yeah, so
God.
It was mad.
You know, those are the things that you just never ever forget.
Yeah.
Like you get moments of, you know, you might achieve a lot of other things in your career, but you know, like the first goal, your debut, and stuff like that. Like those are like really, really incredible moments because it's just not normal. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just not normal, man. But you must have felt like a little bit of a low point when you was in the playoffs, and it was looking like, because obviously I feel like there's been a lot of people, even like you take them away from their biasness, they would say, oh, you know, we want to see Leeds in the Premiership. You know what I'm saying? It's looking like it might happen, and then it didn't. Like, how did that feel?
I was gutted, man. When we actually didn't, he was here with the Derby game, and we didn't make it. But the atmosphere of that game, you know, the atmosphere was that good that I couldn't remember the game.
Oh, really?
So, like, I can remember certain points of the game, like the goals that we scored and stuff like that. And I think after like 60 minutes, after the game, I was thinking, what happened after like I couldn't remember what happened because it was just so hectic, man. Obviously, we'd gone 1-0 up, and then Derby scored 2, and it was just like back and forward, and I just never been involved in a game like it. I was just after the game, I went home. Obviously, I was upset, and I watched the game back, and I was just thinking, like, I can't remember this happening.
Can't remember, yeah.
When did this happen? And it was just one of them things where I think, obviously, the emotions were flying through the body, and you was getting so excited, and then obviously they scored, so you was gutted, and then excited again because we scored again, and then so it was just the emotions like up and down all the time, and you just end up forgetting what had gone on. I think afterwards, obviously I was gutted that we lost, and then I think we had a meeting in the training ground the day after, and I think after that I just went on all day, chilled out for 2 weeks, and
of course, de-stressed.
Yeah. And then there was just talk about me obviously moving to Aston Villa.
Right, but Granny Val said no.
Yeah. Granny Val said no.
Yeah,
she put a stop in it.
Granny Val said no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, stay. Did that really play a big part in you staying though? Yeah,
because I was at my house and my agent came round, and my mum was there and my grandma was there, and they obviously mentioned the situation, and I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to do. Obviously I said that Aston Villa were really keen on buying me or putting in an offer or whatever, and my agent was like, listen, it's a chance to play Premier League football, I'm not going to tell you to go, I want you to make your own decision.
I'm not going to tell you to go, but
like Premier League, like, go. But obviously he used to play for Leeds as well when he was younger, so he knew what it was like to be at Leeds, he knew what, you know, the fan base was like, he knew how much my family loved Leeds, so he just put the situation there, gave me the option whether I wanted to go or not, and it was down to me really, and I didn't really know what to do, so obviously I looked at my mum, looked at my gran, I was like, what should I do? And grandma was like, no, you're not going there. My mum was like, I don't think you should go, but it's up to you. And you know, I looked at my gran and my mum again, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay, I can't. I can't not go. And I had a meeting with the owner and Victor, and he asked me what I wanted to do, and I just said, I'm gonna stay here.
And then just look after me.
Yeah, just look after me. Well, I didn't say that, but I just said I'm happy to stay here, and obviously if the manager was staying, that was a big point for me as well. So it wasn't just the fact that I was choosing to stay, it was if the manager was staying, because we'd done so well that season. I knew that next season we was more or less, you know, most likely going to get promoted, and you know, it happened.
That's a good feeling to have, to go into a season and feel that way. Like, you know what, you came close last time, this time we know that we could do it. And I think that there has to be an element of managing expectations again, because I know that in that season you went like 7 games unbeaten, and then you had like a period where you only won like 2 games in like out of 11, and then after that you won what was it, like 12 out of 14? Yeah. So it's like you have to sort of, in that period where it's looking a little bit muddy, you have to manage some expectations in some sense, right?
Yeah, I think the main thing was, obviously we knew that we had to get promoted this season, because if we won't get promoted, obviously his player's going to leave, manager probably won't stay, the owner will probably dip and sell the club, and it was just, there was so much riding on it to actually get promoted. And I think it was just the fact that we knew that, you know, we worked harder than anybody else. We was a team that worked harder than everyone else, and we knew that, you know, a lot of teams aren't going to be able to live with us, but we also knew that, you know, there's going to be times in the season where we're not going to play well and we're not going to play great. And we just got into a stage where obviously we went through the games where we had like 2 wins in 11 games or whatever. But you know what it was? It didn't even feel that bad. Obviously, you know, we only had 2 wins in 11 games, but because so many games are coming quick and fast, you kind of just forget about the game what's gone. So you'd have there'd be a Saturday game, and then by Monday you'd be preparing again for the next game, and we'd have a Tuesday or Wednesday game. So it happened that quick, and especially with the championship, it's very demanding. But you know, I kind of like it that where there's so many games, because you know, if you have a bad game or whatever, you kind of just forget about it
quickly.
in 2 games or whatever. In 2 days, So.
And then you made it.
Yeah, man.
You made it. You
it was
did
mad.
That must have felt insane.
Yeah.
That's like a whole different level of euphoria. Like, Leeds had not been in the Premiership for God knows how many years, and you are a part of that team, a fundamental part of that team that brings the team to the Premiership and wins the Championship and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, like that must be a difficult feeling to explain.
Yeah, there's some things that
Even
I can't
now.
explain. Yeah, and I think, you know, the feeling that we got when, you know, we finally did get promoted, and it was just unexplainable. You can't explain the feeling that you get, and you know, obviously your whole team around you and your family around you, kind of just enjoy the moment with them, but then you still I can't remember some parts of the day where we was up here watching I think it was Huddersfield against West Brom, and we needed West Brom to lose or draw, and there was drawing at them. Oh no, we needed them to lose, West Brom, and then Huddersfield scored in like the 87th minute, and we just went mental. And we was here from like 4 o'clock until about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I think we got promoted, and then within 30 minutes of us getting promoted, there was like 10,000 fans outside, and it was just crazy. It was just mad. It was just mad. I still can't explain like properly how it felt, but it was crazy, man. Another
moment again where you can't forget that. You can't. It's such a special thing. You just can't. You'll never forget that. Are you like? Have you normalised now playing amongst some of the people that you might have looked up to, even when you was in the Championship? Have you normalised that now?
No.
Even when you stand there on the pitch, like even recently, you know, you see Mane on there and like jokes in some ball. Like.
He's mental, man. I was saying when we beat Man City, me and Luke Ayling were sat on the front of the coach, and we were just saying like, we just beat Man City. Like we just beat Man City 2-1 with 10 men, and we couldn't believe it. And you know, it's still, because we played Liverpool the other day, and you know, James Milner, who had been at Leeds when he was younger, you know, I used to look up to him, and you know, to be playing against him, it was just weird. It was just weird. Like you see him, you look at him, and you think he's just like any normal person. He's just like any normal person that I've played against before, and obviously because there's such, you know, a big thing about, you know, Premier League players, and you know, I think, you know, all the big players and stuff like that. You
lot are human beings at the same time.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people think that you lot are just robots, no emotion, like don't care about nothing. That like you're just these like mad sort of fictional characters. Like you're just human beings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad when you think of it like that, and you think, you know, so many people look up to you and think you're some sort of like superhuman for being in the Premier League. You know, I've got little cousins who come to my house every day, and they're like, oh my god, Uncle Kalvin. And I'm just like, it's me, I'm just Uncle Kalvin. I'm not Kalvin Phillips, I'm not football, I'm just Uncle Kalvin, man, and just a normal person. And It's the same with everyone else. I look at everyone now, and obviously you're starstruck when you first see him, and I think when we first played like Man City and stuff like that, I was playing against Kevin De Bruyne, and I was just I look at him and just like, Jesus, like he's some player, but when you play,
and then you get a real idea of how quick some of them are.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just one of them things, man. You just go through stages where some days you're starstruck, and then when you got to play against them, it's just like,
you have to switch off.
I've got to work now. So,
well, you're here now. You're established. You get what I'm saying? I know that you're going to be here for a long time. I know that there's going to be some more memories, some more good memories for you and that. Yeah, but what does like what see like when it's all said and done for you? Yeah, what do you feel would feel successful to you? Like, what would that look like?
You know what? I ain't even thought that far ahead. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been called up for England and stuff like that, and
sick.
The Euros is in the summer, so I'd be absolutely buzzing if I got picked to go there.
Yeah.
But I think for Leeds, just try and get as high as possible. If we can stay in the top 10 this season and push on next season to get top 6, top 4, and
go from there.
Yeah, sky's the limit, man. So that's what I feel like. I feel like we can go as high as what we want to be.
I hear you. I got some random ones for you now.
Yeah.
What are you listening to at the moment, bro?
What music?
Yeah. What's going on? What's in the Spotify? What's in there? Don't tell me everything.
Nah. I like Chris Brown. Chris Brown's my favourite.
You still listen to Chris, yeah?
Yeah, still listen to him.
Chris is a G still.
Drake.
Yeah.
There's some little Drake tunes. I like Little Baby.
Right. Yeah.
There's a new song with I actually was playing it.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, let's do that. I'll tell you what I'm listening to. Yeah, I got my thing on. I'm listening. Dave's got a new one.
Yeah.
Mercury. That's my thing. What else? What you got?
Have you heard Trackstar by Muski?
Nah.
Got a little bit of Davido.
Okay, yeah.
D Block Europe, Tiger, Pop Smoke.
Of course.
Do
you know what you might need to throw in there? Yeah? There's a tune that Getz has got called Good Hearts. You might want to throw that in there.
What's it called?
It's called Good Hearts.
Just a bit.
Have you got Getz one in there?
Yeah, 10,000 Tears. It's called with Ed Sheeran.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course.
What's it called?
This one's called Good Hearts. Yeah.
Good Hearts.
You might want to throw in. What have we got? You might want to throw in A Pot of Paper though. There's a song called When I Was Little. You that one? When I Was Little.
When I Was Little.
Yeah. Pot of Paper. So you're quite eclectic. You
got
like some. I've got
Bieber. I've got Justin Bieber and everything.
Yeah,
man.
of course.
I'm a little bit of everything. That's what I was saying when
I
I was saying
some Justin Bieber. You know, don't play with Justin.
When I was saying everything, like I got everything.
Yeah. What are you watching at the moment?
Line of Duty.
Okay.
You ever seen? I'm not watching it at the moment, but my favourite program was Game of Thrones. You ever see that?
We were just talking about that before. Ain't that the one with the Dungeons and Dragons and that?
Yeah, right. Nah, but...
Is it bare dragons and that?
Nah, you see when it was my cousin that told me to watch it, and then my girlfriend came to me and was like, Kalvin, we're going to have to watch this. And I was like, what's it about? And she was like, it's like dragons and
oh my God.
Stuff like that. I was like, I ain't watching that. I'm not watching that. But I actually watched it, and I was like, after like 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, this is mad.
Okay, yeah. Everyone says that.
Yeah, the ending wasn't great, but still, it was.
Is there
horses
sick. In that, by the way? Because I've got a thing for horses. I'll tell you why. Is there horses in it? Is there anyone with a horse in it?
Yeah.
Right. This is what I've been saying, yeah? Horses have been around for time.
Yeah.
And no one don't talk about them.
Yeah.
We always talk about the dinosaurs and the dragons and all of that. But no one talks about the horse, and then there's the man on the horse, and everyone's on the man on the horse, or the woman on the horse. Yeah. But the horse never gets no love. And the horse has been out here. Horses have been out here for years.
You're right, too. I never thought.
Next time when you watch one of them things, and you see a horse, you're gonna remember what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm watching Snowfall at the moment now.
What's that?
Right. Snowfall.
What is it?
What is it? It's on BBC iPlayer, and it's it's like LA, based in the 80s and that.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Nice.
You bought Bitcoin?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not. Why have you?
No, it's too much bees.
Yeah, it's too much now, innit? I heard about it too late, man. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy. Saying to my friends, I'm gonna buy some. How much is it? It was like 40 grand.
Yeah, it's too expensive now. Alright, cool. Before we leave, yeah, this is what I do this on my other pod, but I'm gonna start doing this here as well. What is one thing that you feel people need to know about? And it could be anything. So
about
it could be
me or just about anything in general.
So anything. It could be a tune. It can't be a sports brand because obviously honourable shout out to JD and that's and whatnot. But it could be a do-rag. It could be anything. Like, what is one thing that you think that it could be a show, it could be an Instagram page, anything.
Yorkshire tea.
Go on, what was that?
You never had Yorkshire tea? Tea bags?
No, have I had Yorkshire tea? Is that a common thing? Is it like a Tetley thing?
No, it's not a Tetley tea. It's Yorkshire tea.
Oh yeah, no, but is it like a Tetley? Like
it's like the same brand, yeah. It's like just a normal tea bag.
Okay.
But it's obviously from up
here.
north.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I drink Yorkshire tea, man. So anybody who.
Okay.
But it's the best tea around. It's the best tea around. I love drinking tea as well. So.
Okay.
I think when I was away with England.
With milk and that as well.
Yeah. When I was away with England, I mentioned Yorkshire tea in an interview and. They sent me like a box about this big with about 2,000 tea bags in there.
Serious?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Yorkshire tea. Send me some more.
Right,
Send me some more.
Listen, Kalvin, yeah,
nice
thanks, my bro.
Nice
man. I really appreciate it. Like, well done with everything and where you've taken your career and that. It's a big inspiration, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'm sure you're doing your family very proud in that. And there's a whole generation of people that are watching someone like you and, hoping that they are able to be in half of what you have been able to be, man. So, yeah, just keep being who you are, putting in performances in and stuff like that. And
legend, man. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, man, bro. JD and the Duffle Bag podcast, myself, Chuckie Online. Man like Kalvin Phillips, you're